What's going on, everyone? This is Erik with Full Man MMA, and today I am joined by UFC welterweight contender Vicente Luque. Vicente, thank you for joining me.
Hey, thanks, man, for the invitation. It's my pleasure to be here.
Of course. Well, congratulations. Your first UFC main event is coming up on April 16th. You're fighting an opponent that you have a history with, Belal Muhammad. Does this fight process feel any different since you're headlining the card for the first time in the UFC?
I mean, definitely a little bit because it's going to be a 5-rounder now. So, yeah, cardio-wise, strength and conditioning, sparring, it's all much harder. I have to train much harder. But it's something that I'm enjoying, especially because I want to fight for the title eventually, and that's going to be a 5-rounder. So I think it's getting me ready for that. And definitely it's a fight that excites me a lot.
You fight with a very quick pace. That's why the fans love you so much. You get a lot of finishes. You're not one to really sit around and wait for the opponent to come to you or really feel them out too much. And that's why you have so many fans, I believe. Do you think that maybe you are going to take a more patient approach since it's a 5-round fight, or are you going to fight like you regularly do?
I mean, I think I'll try to pace myself a little bit more, but it's hard for me. It's just my style. I always go, forward and try to finish my opponents every minute of the fight. So, I think I'm gonna definitely take that approach again. That's just what I do, and that's what works for me. But I mean, if at some point of the fight I need, I'm doing well, I see that I can maybe control a little more the pace so that it's favorable for me, that might happen, but nothing like I'm never going to make it a boring fight. I'm never going to go in there and just, not try to finish the fight. That's my style. I'm always going to go there to finish my opponent, and that's the only way I know how to fight.
Well, you did finish Belal back in 2016 with a first-round knockout. Do you think that Belal has improved significantly since you guys last fought each other?
Yeah, I mean, Belal has definitely improved a lot. He has a great winning streak right now. He has developed his game a lot. I mean, it impressed me how he controlled Thompson on his last fight. So that's one of the fights that I've really been watching, to kind of get his timing, his movement. It has changed since we fought. And I think this is a new fight. I don't take much of our first fight. I think that was a quick knockout. So there isn't much I can take from it. I think now Belal is going to come with a good game plan to try to avoid, avoid letting me strike, avoid just letting me control the pace. He's going to try to control me and try to make sure that I don't fight. And that's what I'm getting ready for. I know he's a tough opponent, and I got to take him very seriously.
I was going to ask you about the Stephen Thompson fight, just because that's somebody that you have both fought, obviously, pretty recently. I know a lot of people were kind of critical of Belal's performance. Of course, he was very dominant. He won the decision pretty easily, it seemed. But how impressed were you by the fight? I know a lot of people were saying it was a boring fight and things like that. Were you impressed?
I mean, I understand why they say it's a boring fight. People don't like to watch wrestling and watch, people controlling their opponents. But it's something that is part of MMA, and I think he did it, in a masterful way. He controlled really, really well Thompson. He made sure that he didn't let Thompson fight the way that he likes to fight, which is moving and firing his shots from the distance. And that's what I felt like Belal had to do. If he tried to strike with Thompson, that could have been a bad night for him. So I think he did what he needed to do, and it was a dominant win. Might not be the most exciting way to fight, but definitely it works out and moves you up the rankings.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredibly impressive just because so few people have done that to Wonder Boy before. I was wondering, it's been about 6 years since you guys last fought each other. Did you ever think after you guys fought back in 2016 that you would be on such similar paths? I mean, you're ranked 4, he's ranked 5. Did you ever think that you guys would end up right next to each other like this at the top?
I mean, right after the fight, I didn't think about that, but after maybe 2 or 3 years, I realized that could happen because he started winning a lot of fights, moving up the division, and I really saw his improvement. So I definitely thought, eventually down the line, if we both get, to top 15 or to a contender position, it might happen. It might be a rematch to happen, just like me and Leon Edwards is also a fight that eventually can end up happening, that rematch. So it's something that after a little bit, I realized it could happen. I didn't know when it was going to happen, and now it's time. He has been looking great. I'm doing good. I'm getting closer to the title, and he's the guy that I gotta face and gotta beat now to move up.
Do you think that your biggest advantage over him is in the striking department?
Definitely. I think against anybody I fight, that's my biggest weapon. That's what I'm always gonna, be looking to do is striking. That's where I started, and that's where I really feel comfortable. That's where I feel that that's my best option to go to. But then again, I've been showing how much grappling I have and how much I've been improving in grappling, in wrestling as well. It's not something I don't go in there looking to wrestle, but I can wrestle against guys. I can defend takedowns. I can scramble when we get to the floor. I can stand up. And that's something that I've been showing on my last fights. And, I just think that makes me a real MMA fighter, a complete fighter. So I will always want to strike. That's what I do. That's my main weapon. But I'm not afraid of going to the ground. I'm not afraid of guys trying to, take me down there because I have tools. I can put them in danger and submit them if I need to.
Well, yeah, 2 Darce chokes in a row. I think that would be enough proof right there. You versus Tony Ferguson, grappling only. Who wins? Who gets the first Darce?
I think I get the first Darce, man. I think that would be awesome. He has a great game and he has long arms. That's why he gets those Darces so well. And I think it would be challenging because since both of us are really good at it, we also know how to defend them. So it would be hard, but definitely we would both be looking for Darces all night.
Absolutely. Well, if you win on April 16th, you're already ranked in the top 5 in the division. Would you expect that a title shot would be next for you, or would you be okay with fighting somebody like a Colby Covington to get there?
Right now the division is really hard to predict what's going to go on. So I think it could move me to a title fight, but it all depends on the other fights in the division. It all depends, Leon and Kamaru are going to fight. We got to see who's going to be the champion. I think it's a big win over Belal will put me really close. Will put me, right there. Maybe I'll go for the title. But if not, I think one more fight would secure me a title fight. And then, if Kamaru and Leon are going to fight, I don't know, in July or something like that, they're going to take long to fight again. So maybe it makes sense for me to have another fight. Colby could be an opponent or whoever, is up there and can give me that title fight right after. That's a guy that I would be willing to fight for sure.
Absolutely. Were you surprised, or I guess not surprised? Did you expect Colby Covington to beat Jorge Masvidal in the way that he did if you watched the fight?
Yeah, I watched the fight, and I thought it was I had Colby as favorite just because of the moment that both are living. I think Masvidal, he had his peak, I think 2019, a little bit of beginning of 2020, and then I don't know, he hasn't looked the same. Maybe it's something, maybe training isn't going like it used to, or just age. The age catches to everyone, and so at this moment, I did expect Colby to win. But I thought it was a pretty interesting fight. Masvidal did clip him at a point I think in the 4th round. So it was an interesting fight. I think it was a tough fight, but I did expect Colby to win. And Colby's a tough fighter. As a person, he's a hard guy to respect. He talks a lot of shit, but he's a tough fighter and he has heart. He goes in there, he fights his ass off, and he's a good fighter. So I did expect him to win.
Well, there's another very important fight in the top of the welterweight division this weekend. Gilbert Burns, your friend and training partner, will be fighting Khamzat Chimaev. I know, obviously, knowing Gilbert so well and training with him, you said in a couple interviews that you think that he gets past Chimaev. Do you have any predictions on how he does that?
I don't think it's going to be a quick one, but, Chimaev is really good in those first rounds. That's clear. He has showed it, how strong he is, how powerful he is. So that's something that I think that Gilbert can handle. And once he handles that, once he shows Chimaev that it's not going to be, just a night where he's going to go in there and get a quick finish, that's when things start looking good for Gilbert and bad for Chimaev. And that's where I think that Gilbert can really put on the pressure. So mid-second round and 3rd round is where I see a finish. I believe Gilbert can go in there and submit Chimaev. Gilbert is a beast on grappling and striking. We've seen how dangerous he is as well. So I do believe that he'll get a finish. Late second round or third round.
Is he going to be in your corner on April 16th for your fight?
No, not this time. I'm not gonna be able to corner him, and he's gonna fight. So I told him, and we talked about it. Like he can rest, just take his time and enjoy, the moment after the fight, because it's tough. Training camp is something that is really tough on us, and we go through a lot. So the week after, we just want to relax, just want to enjoy our family. So I want to give that time to him. And also, I'm not going to be able to be there because I got a big fight coming up. So I'm cutting weight right now. I'm on my last, hard week of training. So it's going to be, I cannot be there for him. So this time we're not going to be in each other's corner, but for sure, I'm going to be there, with my heart, and he'll be in my fight with his heart. And we'll make sure that we're always cheering each other up.
Of course, that makes a lot of sense. Before I let you go, I was wondering whatever happened between you and Nate Diaz. For a while, it looked like we were going to get the fight between you two. Whatever happened there?
Man, I don't know. It was clear, me and him, we wanted the fight. So I never really got into much of what was going on, if the UFC was interested or not in the fight. I let my manager know. My manager knew about it. He reached out to the UFC, let them know that we were ready. If the fight was going to happen, we were definitely down. But eventually, it just, I don't know, it didn't move on. It didn't work out. Until now, Nate hasn't gotten a fight. So I don't know if maybe, something's going on over there and it's hard to get him a fight. But I was down. I wanted that fight. I still think it's an interesting fight. But I got to move on. I got to keep on climbing the division. I'm looking for that title fight. And for that, I got to fight guys that are ranked, that are going to move me up. So it would have been perfect. December 2020, I was ready. I was getting myself ready, and it unfortunately didn't happen. So I had to move on and keep on moving on with my career.
Yeah, of course. It's weird what they're doing with him right now, because it seems like he's asking for a fight, at least on social media. We never really know how real that is, but they don't seem to be giving him any fights. It wouldn't make a lot of sense rankings wise, but if you do beat Belal and then for any reason they offer you Nate Diaz, would you still be interested in that matchup, or are you just going for the title?
Man, my focus is the title. If they come to me and they tell me, hey, you fight Nate and you beat him, you're 100% fighting for the title. Okay, I'll fight him, because we still got time. Kamaru and Leon are going to fight. So maybe it would be, for myself to keep active. But I would have to have a guarantee that a win over him would give me that title fight. Unless it's that, right now it doesn't make sense. I was willing to fight him December. I think it would be a good fight. I wanted to keep myself active. Now I'm going to fight Belal. He's number 5. He's going to move me up. After that, I'm really looking for the title fight. That's my focus. And as a fighter, as an athlete, I don't have much time in my career. Right now, I'm 30. I'm still young, but I want to get that title, so I got to focus on the right fights.
Absolutely. Well, Vicente, you're such a fan favorite. I think you deserve the title fight and the big fights too. So best of luck to you. Before I let you go, did you have any teammates, sponsors, anything you wanted to shout out or promote?
Yeah, I want to thank all my both teams, Cerrado MMA here in Brazil, Sanford MMA in Florida. They always have my back. They always make sure I'm in shape and I'm, dangerous in every fight. And thank all the fans. You guys are the ones that really support me, that really give me motivation to go in there and put on a great show. And that's the plan for April 16th. Step in the octagon and put on the best fight I can.
There he is, Vicente Luque, main eventing against Belal Muhammad on April 16th. Vicente, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching this video. If you like our content, be sure to subscribe to Full Man MMA. And while you're at it, make sure to hit the bell icon as well so you never miss an update from us.